Welcome again to Rainbow and Bloom. It is Tuesday, January, I believe, 24th. And I'm a little late posting this video. I'm supposed to post Tuesday morning, but I'm still working on it. But I'm happy to be here again talking to you about living and thriving with scleroderma. Scleroderma, just to recap, is an autoimmune disease affecting the connective tissue of the body, and it causes like multiple, too numerous to mention physical symptoms throughout the body. And so I have scleroderma with lupus overlap, mixed connective tissue disease. And I've been living with this illness for about 10 years now. And for me to get to this point, took a lot. I had to go through deep valleys to get to this point. And I learned a lot of lessons along the way about myself, and, about disability and this illness, of course. And so I just want to share some things that I've learned with you and some thoughts that I have that I think could be encouraging and informative for you as someone who is living with this illness, but also for people who have loved ones and friends and neighbors, coworkers who are dealing with this illness every day of their life, to give you some insight into what it's like to have to, keep living and, creating a future for yourself with an illness that can be seriously debilitating and even fatal. So today I want to talk about looking back. Yes, the perils of looking back. Because I remember for a long time really being sorrowful and, grieving, losing my previous self, losing my physical abilities. I was a very athletic person that I kind of took for granted. And I could just pick up and do whatever I wanted. I never had any challenges. I had some asthma, but that's about it. I was healthy, and this really changed my life in a lot of ways, and it's very, very alienating. And so I had a lot of regrets, and I looked back and was, I kept looking back. And the one thing about looking back is that it keeps you stagnant, but also it brings you down. You know, that stuff is gone, that time is past. But, like I said in a previous video, your challenges really make you stronger and can have you even reassess life and see a new value in life. It's hard to see a lot of times when you're in the middle of this and it's really, really bad. I'm very fortunate that I've been spared some of the worst parts of effects of this condition, and I'll do a video on that another time. But looking back can really be detrimental, and it's hard not to do it sometimes when you're stuck in the house, you can't go out, and day after day, week after week, you maybe go out the house once or twice. You get up in the morning and I remember I'd wake up and just open my eyes and think, it's Tuesday. Another day of this stuff, and look at my swollen legs and feet and, all these things going on for no discernible reason. It's tempting to look back at things that you know, even things that you wish you had done, you just start regretting things, and it really saps your joy, you know. It really isn't, you know, it can be hard to resist, but it's something to try to really resist, because you actually do have a future. And even with the constraints that this condition puts on you, you can still move forward, and you have to. I mean, your every breath is opportunity. You know, every breath represents hope. Um, and so you can still craft a future that you want to have. You can still plan and do things. And so, you know, my mentality is like forward focus. And it took a lot of effort for me to, I would have to catch myself. You know, every time I was looking back, and it gets really depressing, you know. Sometimes when we look back, we kind of recreate the past too, you know, and get really down on ourselves. But it's important to focus forward, you know, because that's life. The past is gone. You don't get time back. Nobody does. But you can still have, you know, some semblance of a good life depending on what your situation is. It's still possible. So, for me, things that I would do, I would find things to do to take the focus off of myself. And so, you know, I actually volunteered when I started to get, you know, a little better, and I could go out and, you know, I had my home aide come with me. There are things I would do, like shop. I shopped a lot. I shopped a lot at first. But then I wanted to do things that were more constructive. So, you know, I volunteered, like I said, I volunteered doing things with my church. I volunteered with Big Brothers Big Sisters, like I did. Found things to do to take the focus off of myself. And, you know, I envisioned things. So, like when I was in the hospital, you know, for cancer, I was there for 6 months, and it was, you know, hell. But I still had this picture of me on the beach in Miami. Like that was what that's what I was fighting for. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna make it to Miami after this is over. And I had never been to Miami, and I fought really hard. Well, really, I'll do a video on that too, but I kind of gave it to God. Yeah, I figured out that when you fight something that you have no control over, you know, you can't win. You know, you give up, in an odd way, you give up control. So I gave it to God. I prayed, and my church prayed. Everybody prayed. But I did end up transitioning from the hospital to a like a rehab center, a nursing home. And then after that, we went to, my mom treated me to a trip to Miami. But literally, that idea of going to Miami, somewhere I had wanted to go that I'd never been when I was healthy, that was like something to reach for. And if that worked for me, you know, you can find ways to motivate yourself. That's really important. Even, you know, even when you can't move, you know, find little things that you can give yourself credit for. You know, every little thing is a win. Like I said before, you just got to give yourself credit. When I think of looking back, I always think of the story of Lot's wife. You know, Lot had taken he was Abraham's nephew when he, you know, they had to split up some land. He took the good land that was next to Sodom, and then eventually he ended up moving with his family into Sodom, which he wasn't supposed to do for obvious reasons. And the angels came and warned Lot and his wife and, you know, the family that they needed to leave Sodom because Sodom was going down. You had to get out of there or you would perish. And, you know, so Lot said, okay, we're out of here, right? But his wife, who was a sodomite, she didn't want to leave because she really treasured all this stuff, this lifestyle that she had. She was reluctant, and the angel even had to drag her out. And the angel said, "You're going to come with me right now," my words, "but all I ask is that you don't look back. Don't look back, because you will die right where you stand." And she loved, you know, what she had so much, she looked back and turned into a pillar of salt, right? Died right there, turned into a pillar of salt where she stood, because she couldn't part with that stuff. And so, I mean, that's a dramatic example, but it's like, when we don't want to let go, when the time comes to let go, we have to let go, or it's going to consume us, you know? So yeah, it's really important to stay focused and give yourself, I'm really tired. Sorry if I have low energy. I'm really tired, but I really wanted to do this video because it was on my mind. I remember how that affected me, and how I had to train myself to not do that anymore. And so I just wanted to encourage you to try to be, you know, mindful of your mind and where your mind is going. You have control. And even when your body is doing one thing, you are still you. You're still your mind. You're still your heart. You're still your soul. You're still your spirit. And that can control the body, really. That can help you, you know, transcend all this stuff, and help you to just, you know, try to stay positive, and, you know, just hold on. Just keep holding on, really. Because I believe in miracles. I'll tell you all the time, I'm a miracle. And so what I'm telling you is from my own experience. And I hope it helps you to find a little kernel of courage and hope and joy and motivation, because you're probably hearing a lot of negative stuff and might be feeling defeated. I relate, and I was there, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't have any reason to believe that anything would get better, but it did. So I'm going to keep telling you things that I have learned, things that I found out about myself through this journey, so that hopefully you can get some ideas and some encouragement for yourself through your own struggles. Okay. All right. That was it for today. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm still working this out. I'm not technical. I'm getting help. So I'm messing around with lighting and stuff. So it hopefully will get better, you know. But yeah, so till next time, next week, Tuesday, hopefully early in the day, I'll post my next video. And take care, be strong, be encouraged, have faith. See you next time.